saw you stuck the second time. I know. I saw.
Quick as possible.
All right, guys. Again, good evening, and thank you for being here tonight. Really just fired up, impressed with the way our players, our team, our entire organization handled the week in preparation for a team that had been playing really good football team, and handling what they do best, which is tempo, right? Trying to wear people down. And so hats off first goes off to our scout team who simulated them as good as you could possibly do all week long. And because that is a challenge, but the physicality, the level of energy that we played with tonight, albeit a couple of critical mistakes, was progress for our football team. So that being said, questions, please.
Tim Reynolds from AD.
Mario, I know you're not a big believer in statement games and that sort of thing, but this was a team that's ranked. That's two very good games to start the year, and it was about as one-sided as you see a ranked game. Just what does this say about where you guys are at this point?
Well, I mean, again, I like to give them credit because they are good. They've got a lot of speed. They've got a lot of athletic guys that make a lot of plays, and that scheme is hard to deal with. I think our guys, they didn't want to be part of the narrative of, somebody else's success, stepping stone kind of season. That's been the story all week. And, there was a lot of motivation going into this thing besides the fact that they were a ranked football team, because I have a lot of respect for their coaches and their players. But it's an in-state game, and those things you have to play at your very best, because you're never all the way out of these games. And our guys really took it personal to not let anything get in the way of doing their job. Intensity, physicality, urgency, and discipline all came together very nicely for us tonight.
Coach, Mark Fletcher, 2 touchdowns, a lot of gutsy runs in there. Just we've seen over the last couple of years, but what did you see from him specifically at night that stood out the way he was able to?
Well, it's a loaded box. I mean, it's +1 and then some. They're in I wouldn't say they're in zero, but they're as close to being in zero as possible. You're almost outnumbered by 2. So there were going to be some muddy, bloody runs in there. And he finds a way to make space and make holes and contact +2. And then as the game wears on, people start taking chances, trying to tackle him a little bit earlier and not let his momentum go. And that's when he's really dynamic. He starts making people pay. His jump cut is outstanding. His ability to accelerate, make people miss, and run through people is awesome. And he's got great eyes. He sees things great. And he gets better as the game goes on. The third and fourth quarter were certainly some of his best play.
The defense, you guys bent a few times, but didn't really break until that one touchdown late in the game. Just what did you see from?
Yeah, I thought the defense was awesome. I know they got down there, they kicked a couple field goals, but they had 4 3-and-outs, I believe, an interception, a fumble, and we sputtered on offense. We really could have widened the gap a little bit, but we didn't. We got to get better at that. Certainly a lot of things to work on when we watch the film, but the defense, just the amount of pressure they put on their quarterback, the job they did on first and second down to put us in favorable third down situations, allowed us to play to our strengths, right? Our speed, our power, and allowed us to get the ball back.
Mario, speaking of pressure, your offensive line tonight, I feel like gave Carson Beck plenty of time, opened up a lot of holes for Mark and Marty. Just what did you see from that unit, and what was so successful from them tonight?
It was going to be one of those, again, a very muddy, a very dirty yards type of game. Todd Orlando is an awesome coordinator. I mean, Kevin Patrick does a great job coaching that front as well. They're a very physical bunch. You saw what they did the last couple of weeks. So every angle, every half position, hand placement, leverage, pad level today was going to be critically important. And then being able to fit and move piles was going to end up being the difference in third and short, fourth and short versus, the longer yardage situation. So I see physical play. I see guys chasing guys down the field. I see just constant progress and improvement in the type of culture that Coach Mirabal sets for that room on a daily basis.
Coach, obviously Brown has been known to, run a lot and get a lot of yards, but you guys did a great job of containing him tonight. What were the keys in keeping him contained only at 2 positive yards from the line of scrimmage?
Well, again, he's a great player, and you're right. Preparing for him it's as difficult as you could imagine because he does throw a great football. You saw the long passes he hit tonight. You almost hit another one there at the end. So a lot of diligence in watching film, a lot of schematic adjustment, and then some really hard physical play at the line of scrimmage and getting 11 hats to the football. You see a lot of times it wasn't the first guy there, it was a second or third guy there trying to clean things up and getting him on the ground. You got to wrap him up. You've got to get more hats to the football. You've got to get multiple people on him to eventually wear him down because you saw what he did last week. He was running through people. So great job by our defense today.
Coach, you guys had a pretty big weather delay, when you had the momentum rolling into it and also came out of it with, that momentum as well with the score. What was something that you told the players or what was going on during that weather delay?
Relax. We practice. Fortunately for us, when we came here, the Sunday before we played Notre Dame, we had a practice scheduled at night, and we kind of knew there was going to be a delay. And we practiced the delay. We practiced what we're going to eat, what we're going to put in our body, how to keep the players engaged without keeping them too tight, right? Not waste any energy, how to keep them hydrated, how to keep them off their feet, and then gauge when they're going to actually let us out there because you still want to plan that so that you're warming up at the right time, then you hit the field in stride, that you're not sitting around waiting, having to come back in. So it is a process. Credit to the sports science department and nutrition. They work at it, and I feel like they really did a great job preparing our team to come out and play good football.
As a follow-up to what Tim asked you, you said that your guys didn't really want to be a part of the narrative of what USF was doing, but did you sense that they did want to remind people what has made Miami the number 5 team in the country?
I don't think we even talk about, we really don't. That's, we just want to get better. We got a really awesome group of dudes that they really just don't care about anything outside of Miami. And so the amount of time and effort, true connection that they have and the way that they approach their dailies and the way that they just disallow things to get in the way, I think supersedes all that stuff. I think it's deeper than just noise. It's, you'll never not accept some extra noise, some extra fuel, but I think these guys are internally driven, and I think it showed up strong tonight.
Coach, go to Walter.
Coach, your thoughts on Beck, not just him throwing the ball, but the added wrinkles running the ball as well?
Well, he's a big guy that can flat out run, and the guy's a winner. He can hurt you in so many different ways. I know there's a couple he'd like to have back, but we also got to do a better job as a supporting cast on some of those and create just better, a better distribution relationship between what we're running down the field. But yeah, he's done that. He's done that his entire career. He's really good at it. So it certainly adds to our offensive package and makes us a little bit more dangerous.
Mario, Josh Moore tonight gets the 2 touchdowns, first 2 of his career here. How much hard work did he put in to get onto the field as a freshman, and then just what kind of dynamism does he bring to the field when he's on there?
Well, he's gifted beyond measure. He's certainly unbelievable human being, great upbringing, great parents, hard worker, spends a ton of time and benefits a ton from being around C.J. Daniels and Keelan Marion, who both had great games as well tonight. And what you saw today, we see in practice pretty frequently. And those that have visited practice during live play has seen it as well. So I think all of our young receivers, we've spoken about Malachi a bunch, but Chance and Dalen, Upshaw and guys like Nightcar, they're coming on really strong too. So we're feeling better and better about our depth at wide receiver, and not only depth, but just the caliber of player there. And Josh really shined tonight in a couple different ways, and he's only going to get better.
Thank you, Coach.
Guys, thank you very much.
Yeah, Akeem, we knew what Byron Brown was able to do as a dual threat guy. What were you guys able to do to contain him on the run aspect of his game today?
So we knew the game plan is pretty much revolved around him. He makes that offense go. All we were focused on is just containing him, knocking the pocket back, and just trying to keep him in the pocket and force him to throw the ball. And I think we did a pretty good job.
Over to Adam here.
Akeem, Mario was just saying about how you guys didn't want to be kind of part of the USF narrative. Just how motivating is it for you guys to look at a team that's kind of getting all the hype, all the attention, and basically kind of put an end to that?
We're motivated to go 1-0 every week. Doesn't matter who the opponent is. We're going to practice the same way every week. We're going to be in the film room. Just everything, nothing changes because it's a different opponent. We're internally driven, and we're going to stay the same. We're going to stay humble every single week and just keep working.
We've got Tim Reynolds from AP.
Akeem, what do you mean, knowing that there's still at least 9 games left, and more after that, you would hope? How would you sort of assess where this team is through 3 games? Where do you see room for growth, but how satisfied are you with just what you've done to this point?
My goal is to never be satisfied, and that's not just me, that's everybody on this team. Regardless of how good we think we played or outside the world thinks we played, there's always improvement to make. Defensively, I think we still improve our communication. Defensive line-wise, rush lanes, getting the call down the line, just simple things that can affect the ball game. That 3rd and long, their first explosive play, I got to keep contained on plays like that. And that's my fault. I take responsibility. I allowed an explosive play just because I didn't keep contained. It's as simple as that. So we always have room for improvement. We're not satisfied. We're going to stay humble and keep working.
The 4th and 3 they had late in the 3rd, they could have made it a 2-score game. It was 4th and 3 at the 8 or 9, whatever they were. There was like 5 or 6 hats somewhere near the ball. Just that, did you guys? You obviously knew that was a big moment, but to have so many guys step up on that play, what did you think of that specific one?
Well, that's what our practices look like. Before every single meeting, every single day we start our meeting, it's written ESV on the presentation board. Play with excitement, swarm to the ball, and play with violence. And I emphasize swarm to the ball. Every day, every play, Coach Hedman is always emphasizing swarm to the ball, from D-line to linebackers to DBs. Everybody needs to get to the ball every play. And so everything you see that happens tonight happens in practice on Green Tree every day.
Yeah, so Coach Rustenball talks about physicality almost every chance he gets. Can you talk about how you guys have gotten this physical, what's been the difference, and how much of a difference it makes for your defense to be that physical?
I think it starts in the off season, obviously in the weight room, but then during spring ball, competing against our offense every single day, we have a really good offensive line. We have a really good offensive group. So competing against guys like that just makes us better. Our whole line going against our D line, it's a dogfight every practice, and that prepares you for games like this. It prepares you for every single game. So we really make each other better. We feed off each other, and our physicality is from our offense. Our offensive physicality is from us. So, yeah.
You talk about the physicality. During the offseason, you and Ruben highlighted the nutrition that you were going through. How do you think it's translated 3 games in? And mentally and physically, how does your body feel? And how do you continue to push forward with it?
Well, personally, I feel great. I feel like I have a bunch of energy. Nutrition was a huge thing for me. I felt like I was a little too heavy the past few years. My body fat percentage was too high, but I made it an emphasis to start eating better, and just not only eating better, but eating at the right time, not eating too late at night. I feel like nutrition, and obviously the rest of the work I've been putting in, but mainly nutrition is the biggest improvement I've made to my game. Losing that weight, I feel like I can move a lot better. I feel great.
We'll wrap it up with Adam here.
You guys got them off the field with pretty good consistency. I think they were 7 of 20 on third and fourth downs. Just how much do you guys talk about getting off the field like that, and just what was working on those those third and fourth downs for you guys?
Well, we talk about winning third down all the time, but first we got to win first and second down, which I think we did a pretty good job of, and then you got to earn the right to get to third down and rush the passer. We talk about it all the time. I think we just D-line got after it. The linebackers and the DBs communicated. Everybody just played. We just had great chemistry, I feel like, and we just played complementary football. That's what I feel like was the biggest thing.
Awesome. We'll end it there. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On the tour, Jordan, you want to get us started?
Yeah, hey Mo, just how would you describe how the defense was able to handle USF tonight, specifically limiting Byron Brown?
I feel like we played well. I feel like we played violent. I feel like we played fast, and I feel like we executed our game plan.
And there were a few times you guys bent a few times. They were able to get down the field a few times, but they only got the 1 touchdown. How did you like that you guys bent but you didn't break?
Yeah, for sure. Bend, don't break. Buckle down and, you feel me, hold them to 3. We did that a couple times, and we just got to clean up our mistakes,
Go over to Adam over here.
Mo, Mario was talking about how you guys were motivated to not be a part of the USF narrative that's been kind of built in the last couple of weeks with their big wins. Just how much did you guys enjoy kind of putting an end to that for now?
Honestly, we're not really focused on anybody else. We just focusing on us. Being the best version of us every single week. Coming in during the week, improving on the things that we messed up on. Like on defense, we gave up 12 points. If we want to be the best defense in the country, that's not okay. That's not cool. There are little things that we need to clean up and tidy up on to be that.
Anyone else?
Go ahead. Mo, congrats on the victory. I just wanted to ask you about the efforts of Booker getting his first sack today, Bryce Fitzgerald picking up his second interception. What were your thoughts? And I know on the sidelines the team exploded, so just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I love seeing guys, you feel me, do good. Like, we all support each other. We all, during the summer, we all work. Like, I just got here, so I met these guys in the summer, but still proud of them, still happy for them. I communicate, talk to these guys all the time. We cheer each other on. They cheer me on, and I cheer them on. I'm just happy to see younger guys succeeding and doing well.
Anything else? Great. Thanks, Mo. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
start us off again.
Yeah, hey Carson, 3 touchdown passes, but also your ability to make plays with your feet today. You just explain how you felt being able to make an impact on both in the air and on the ground.
Yeah. So kind of watching the film this week, we knew that their defense was going to challenge us. We knew that they were going to play man, play some like match 3. Blitz the edges, try to, defeat our run game and, crash hard off the edges. So, it created some opportunities for me to, be able to use my legs a little bit and then, trying to maybe extend plays a little bit in the pass game. But, it's kind of just what it was called for and, whatever, coach needs me to do, I'm going to do it. So I'm glad I was able to, showcase that a little bit tonight.
Win on tonight. Now, this Miami team, you guys are quick, you're physical, and you have a big game next week. You're facing Florida. This is a team that you faced before being in the SEC. Now that you're in a new conference, how does a team like Miami prepare for this game?
I think we prepare the same way that we prepare every single week, right? So tomorrow we'll go in there, we'll watch the film of this game tonight. We'll fix our mistakes that we made, and then I'll go watch 2 of their games that they played this year, and then Mondays I'll do what I do. Tuesday I'll do what I do. Wednesday I'll do what I do. I'm not gonna give my secret sauce away, So, I'll do the weekly plan, and then we'll create our plan, and then Saturday we'll go out and execute. So I obviously want to celebrate tonight, and just trying to go 1-0 every single week.
Carson, just what do you think of Josh Moore tonight, getting his first 2 touchdowns in college? A couple of really nice plays by him.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm always happy to see young guys execute and, have success, right? You see how hard he works. You see how talented he is in practice. And for him to come do it under the lights in Hard Rock and, show the world who he is and the talent that he has, I mean, that's what it's about, right? It's about coming out on Saturday and playing the game you love, right? That kid's made so many plays in practice. It's actually ridiculous. Like, at first scrimmage, I think he had 3 touchdown catches, and that was like the first time I was like, oh wow, this kid's gonna help us this year. So it was awesome to see him, kind of come onto the scene tonight and be able to make some big plays for us.
CJ, it seems like every week has another ridiculous catch. Just what's it like throwing to him? Seems like you put a ball near him, he's gonna come down with it.
Yeah, man, that's what he tells me. He says, put it near me, I'm gonna go get it, and that's stood true so far. So, man, he's so consistent, and he's such a consistent worker. And I love to speak highly of those guys, not only because they're super talented, but because of the work that they put in. It's so consistent, and it shows on the field every single week. Every Saturday we come out there, and the success shows. And that room is so deep that you don't know who's going to be the guy, right? I keep making fun of them, saying, like, who's going to get 100 first? But then they're like, man, we got too much talent, like, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, one of y'all's got to get 100 first. And they all start laughing and whatever. But, man, just can't speak high enough of that group. And obviously with CJ, being kind of that older leader in that room.
You want to go ahead?
Carson, you had, just in the first quarter, there were 6 different guys that had at least 1 catch, 4 different guys had at least 1 carry. You included that just in those 15 minutes. At times, is it almost, I don't want to say embarrassment of riches, but like, you have so many options. You have so many guys who can carry the ball. That's what Jordan's not even in right now, obviously. Tight ends haven't really been involved much yet. How fun is it to have so many options, and it seems like Shannon's always pushing the right button?
Yeah, absolutely. There is so much talent on both sides of the football, but speaking offensively, you look at every position group from the O-line to the tight ends to the running back to the wide receivers, and there's no miscues anywhere, right? There's no weak link, and that's for 3 rows down. Like, you go throw a guy out there, that you might not even have seen in week 1 or week 2, and then week 3 it's like, oh, who's this guy with getting a 60-yard reception? You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's awesome for me, right? My success is very dependent on those around me, and man, those dudes just work their tail off from, again, every single position group, that all the work from the film to the physical part of working out and practicing, and then ultimately coming to Saturday and executing. It's been a lot of fun this year, and just looking forward to continue to keep working and getting better week by week.
USF had 4th and 3 from the 9, 4 minutes to go in the third, could have made it a 2-score game. Obviously the defense did what it did, and then you guys came out and it was like bing, 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 bing. You obviously had the 3 throws and then Fletch did the rest. Did you know at that drive it was time to put this thing away?
Yeah, I mean, every single drive we're trying to, put it away. There was a couple mishaps in there, but, you respond from them, you execute, and that's what we were able to do. I think the biggest thing kind of in that kind of middle ground of you're up 2 scores, 3 scores, is like, all right, like let's go score, let's go put this thing away, right? Like just try to take away all hope from the other side of the, on the other sideline, and I think that's what we were able to do. Going down, I think it was like an 80 or 90 yard drive that, well, whatever the exact yardage was, but that's demoralizing for a defense and a team to drive the whole length of the field and punch it in the fashion that we did. So. Yeah, man, I thought the execution was really good tonight. A couple mistakes here and there that that we can clean up and fix, but so far, it's been really good for our offense.
Carson, what does it say about this team 3 weeks in, 3 games in, continuing to put out big performances like tonight and just, getting the job done?
Yeah, I think our team does a really good job of truly focusing on just week by week. And I know it's super cliche to say that because every coach and every player across the country can say that, but I think our team exemplifies it. And you can see that by our actions. You can see by the way that we approach each and every game. Each opponent is a faceless opponent. We're not worried about a jersey. We're not worried about the color of the jersey. We're not worried about a name. They got to put their pads and helmet on the same way we got to put our pads and helmet on, and who's going to out-execute the other team, right? And again, I think our preparation has just been so good. Coach Cristobal pushes us so hard. I mean, those Tuesday and Wednesday practices are hell. I mean, it's hot down here in Miami, and we go. Like, we go to work on Tuesday and Wednesdays, and then, I mean, not to say that we don't work the rest of the week too, but it's a lot more mentally focused once you kind of get past Wednesdays, start recovering for the game. But, man, just so proud of this team and the way that we've worked, and then ultimately translate that work over to execution on Saturdays.
Carson, obviously you had success up north, and with success comes fun. But just talk about how much fun you're having here in South Florida with this team. And, didn't really get to cover you there, but see a little different swagger for you being down here. Just talk about the fun you're having. And
yeah, man. I'm a Florida boy at heart, and I think just being here around these guys, like I really fit in, like, and meshed with them, like, off the rip, right? It's my people, and these coaches just kind of allow me to, like, go be free, like, do my thing. And man, I can't speak highly enough of the people that are on this team. Not obviously there's so much talent, but just like the people themselves, right? Like, we have good people on this team that like care and are genuine, and like it's real love and brotherhood. And like a lot of teams across the country say that, but like they don't live it. And I really truly believe that we live that. And it allows you to just be free and have fun on the field, right? And not only that, but also like enjoying the success of the others around you, right? And like even you see, like, if I do something well, or if CJ does something well, or if Mark Fletcher runs it into the end zone, right? Like everybody around is like just as hype as if it was them making the play. So I think that goes to show the true camaraderie of this team. And again, like it's been a ride so far, man, and just really looking forward to continue to work with these guys and keep having fun.
Yeah, hey, Carson, obviously near perfect game, but you did have the 2 picks. What happened on those 2 plays, and does that become an area of focus for you, obviously?
No. Somebody had to ask it. No, man, the first one was the end of the half, 50 seconds left. We're trying to score a touchdown. They show one high. They end up going to a cover 2 look. CJ tries to bend it around the linebacker. I kind of have to move off my spot and get hit while I'm throwing. Guy jumps up, makes a good play, try to fit into a tight window. Kind of just situational ball. Probably didn't need to throw it, but trying to get a touchdown at the end of the half and kind of put the game away. Second one, I was trying to throw it to the guy at the end, and, Malachi Tony, I didn't know he had a 50-inch vertical. Kind of jumps up and tries to snag it out of the air. And again, it gets tipped up in the air and whatever. So, picks happen. And again, just it's how you respond to them. And again, after that second one, which is kind of just a mishap kind of play, it happens. We were able to go drive the ball 91 yards down the field and score and put the game away. So again, not really an area of focus, but never want to turn the ball over. So definitely going to watch it and see what we can do better as an offense, and obviously personally for myself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
start us off.
Yeah, hey, Keelan. Just offensively, just how would you evaluate how the group did with this offense, so many different weapons, seeing how many guys are able to contribute, especially in a big game like this?
We got a good passing game, a good run game. You got 3-4 backs that can come in there and tote the rock. You got 6-7 receivers that can also come in and make the same plays. So just having that type of load out in the rooms and on the offensive stuff is just a big advantage for us because it's never a playoff because you got the same guys that can come in there and do the same thing.
A veteran guy, seeing guys like Josh Moore and Malachi Tony have success so early in their career, just how special is that to see that?
It's very special. They actually motivate me to go out there and try to score more too, though. So yeah, I just try to get those guys that juice and that energy to go out there and keep doing it. I told Josh he had 2. Go get 3. Go get 3.
Keelan, you came as the kick returner. You're the kick returner, but you are showing skills as a receiver like crazy so far this year. How much does that mean to you and just the way the season has started for you?
Season been great. I can't complain about anything. Like I said, we got a loaded room, so we all just wait our turn. Everybody can have nobody had a big game or nothing you can say like that, like stat wise. But everybody make plays. We all make big plays, so I ain't really complaining about that.
Keelan, 3 games in with Carson, just what stands out about the way that he operates and how impressive is it how quickly he was able to build chemistry with you guys, especially since he couldn't start throwing until you guys started to fall?
It actually was very shocking. Carson a genius. He didn't play best of the best football. So, he get us in there on film on Monday, every day throughout the week, Monday through Friday, get us in with the receivers and watch film, tell us what he see, what he thinking and stuff like that. But he's a very smart football player, very high IQ.
Carson doesn't make very many mistakes at all, and tonight he threw 2 picks. I'm just curious what he was like in the huddle after those plays and what he was telling you guys. Is he really hard on himself? How would you sort of describe the way he
I say everybody hard on themselves. Like even when we drop a pass, we might be mad about it and stuff, but Carson gonna be that same guy every play. And we just try to help him watch it on to the next play mentality.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mark, back-to-back 2 touchdown games for you. Looked like it was 3 on TV, but you'll take 2, I guess, or 2.5, whatever it is. How comfortable are you right now? Just how good are you feeling right now? How settled? How all those good things?
Yeah, I'm feeling better each and every day. Like I knew that last game I'll build off this game. That's all I'm trying to do. Just continue to work hard, get better each and every day.
Good to Jordan here.
Yeah, hey, Mark, obviously with the shirt you're wearing, just, things have been a lot of tough times for you over the last year, almost a year. Just how have you been pushing through everything and just what does it mean for you playing for your dad and just being able to try to do what you can to
Yes, sir. It means everything to me. Like, that's my why. Like, I don't know what I could tell you what my why was before. I guess I just loved playing football, but this is definitely my why now, and it's going to forever be that.
Go ahead, Brian.
Mark, you guys have been really physical in every game this year, and obviously Mario talks about the trenches, both lines, but you yourself have been an incredibly physical runner. Just talk about your ability to be physical and how you've developed that.
Yeah, no, I just run as hard as I can. Every single time I get the ball, I'm like my coach Mary, he says, every time you get that ball, you're carrying the team on your back. So I just take very much pride in that, and I know defense don't like that when the guy just keep on being relentless, keep on running hard. So that's just what I try to do. I just try to do my job best my ability.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, how you doing?
Great game, by the way.
Thank you.
Were you surprised that this game was a lot easier than it appeared to be, knowing that USF just came off 2 big wins against Boise State and then Florida, and that they would have made more of a game than it is? Because I was surprised that the margin was as wide as it really turned out, and you were running pretty much at free the whole day.
Well, honestly, I knew if we went out there and played Hurricane football, because each week, they all the media. No offense to you guys, but they just try to big up our opponents. But we just have a faceless opponent, and we just worry about Miami Hurricane football, and that's what we do. Every play, we just try to win that single play each and every down.
Mark, you had to have a lot of patience tonight. They were stacking the box, particularly early in the game till you guys started making pass plays. Talk about what that experience was like for you and just the patience that you had to exhibit before things busted.
Yeah, definitely, we preach in the running back room 4 yards is good. So, go out there, get your 4 yards, and anything else more, that's just, your God-given ability. But, them guys up front, they work really hard, and we knew USF, that's a great team. Like, yeah, we did what we needed to do, but that's still great. They're a physical team. They're still going to beat a lot of people this year, and we just had to play Hurricane football, like I said again, and, keep on going.
Mark, you guys had a pretty special quarterback last year in Cam Ward, and now Carson looks like he's come in and just fit in perfectly. I'm curious for your opinion, just how is he similar to Cam? How is he different, and how would you describe what it's like to play with Carson?
I'm not even trying to be funny when I say this, but I think the only difference between them is the skin color. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny, but they're both alphas. Like, they're both alphas, and they're both leaders, very high IQ of football, and they get guys to football. And man, we've been blessed to have two great quarterbacks come in this program like that.
Awesome, thank you, Mark.
Yes, sir. God bless y'all.